Are you worried about the potential for inflation in 2023 with rising prices and a struggling economy? It's important to know how to protect yourself and your finances. So, guys, in this video, we'll discuss some practical tips for surviving inflation and keeping your money safe. Before we get into the topic, it's really important to understand what is inflation and why it happens. In 1990s, you can get a coffee for 75 cents, but now you need to spend $2 for the same coffee. The reason behind this scenario is inflation. Inflation is the rise in the price of goods and services that can be daily or commonly used items such as food, clothing, housing, transport, or even industrial goods. So basically, inflation indicates a fall in purchasing power. That is, for instance, a 500 rupee note buys lesser amount of the same commodity over a period of time. And also, inflation is measured as an annual percentage increase. When we talk about the inflation in 2023, pandemic and the war between Russia and Ukraine plays a key role. As a result of the war, the prices of essential commodities such as fuel and food have increased globally. And also because of the pandemic, most of the industries went down. The purchasing power of currency falls as goods and services get costlier. And also, when inflation is high, the cost of living will also get higher. When we talk about the causes of inflation, some of the major reasons behind inflations are rise in prices or high demand and low supply of goods. These create a demand supply gap which leads to hike in prices. For example, if more people wants to buy onions, then the onion price will get raised. At the same time, inflation need not always be bad. Economists believe some inflation is necessary for economic growth. However, beyond the limit, inflation hurts both consumers and economic growth. And also, inflation has an impact on the assets you hold. For someone with investments in real estate or stock commodity, inflation means that the price of their assets are set for hike. But it's a bad news for savers. If the interest rate on savings account does not keep up with inflation, people's savings will lose value over time. As the cost of living rises, people may have to borrow more money, which can lead to increased debt and financial stress. As people's money buys less and less, they may have to cut back on luxuries or non essential items, which is leading to a reduced standard of living. So ultimately, inflation affects people's daily life and financial situation. Diversifying your investments helps you to protect your money and also helps you to reduce the volatility of your portfolio. Diversification is a way to manage risk in your portfolio by investing in a variety of asset classes, by owning multiple assets that perform differently so that you can reduce overall risk of your portfolio. Budgeting and saving money effectively during 2023 inflation can be challenging, but there are several strategies that can help. Create a budget, prioritize your savings, cut back on unnecessary expenses, shop around for deals, keep an emergency fund, review your budget regularly. Having a budget helps you see where your money is going. In case you are planning to purchase something, it is advisable to research on it to get a good deal, which will also save you some dollars. Building an emergency fund can be beneficial during inflation. The cost of living goes up during inflation, which can make it more difficult to repay debt, such as high interest credit card debt. It can help to free up money in your budget to cover the increased cost of living. Having less debt and a solid emergency fund can provide financial flexibility during inflation. It can give you the ability to cover unexpected expenses and make important purchases without having to rely on credit. So ultimately, emergency fund can be beneficial during inflation by providing financial flexibility, protection against unemployment, loss of income, and prevention of wealth. You can also try negotiating for higher wages or benefits. You might think this can be challenging during inflation, but there are several strategies that can help. Research the market, do some homework first on what the position should pay for. Professionals suggest you can check Glassdoor, Salary.com, Payscale.com, and Indeed. Understand your values. Negotiate with evidence of your values, such as performance review, project summaries, or statistics. Clearly communicate your needs and the reason why you are seeking a rise or benefit. And it's important to remember that negotiation is a process and it may take several attempts to achieve your desired outcome. Inflation can be a scary thing, but with a little preparation and the right strategies, you can protect yourself and your finances. Remember to diversify your investments, budgets, and save money. With these tips, you will be well on your way to surviving inflation in 2023.